Hi, welcome back to Lakeside Quilt Making Arts. I'm so glad you're here. For me, this is Sunday, Easter, and I know it would be belated, but happy Easter to all. I hope that you all enjoyed a lovely day for your Easter celebrations, if you celebrate Easter. So today, when this video is being published, is a Monday. So that means I'm working on Moda BLOCKHEADS, which you see behind me here. The block we're working on today is number 13 in that series. Indigo Light by Debbie. This is number 13, right? Yes, it is. Make sure I picked up the right one. Indigo Light by Debbie Maddie of Tiori Designs. I haven't heard her name before. I'll have to look her up. So if you saw the video, the bonus video that was put up on Saturday about Moda BLOCKHEADS, where I was doing Blockhead 4 and now I'm doing Blockhead 13, you're thinking, she's just jumping around all over the place. Well, I implore you to go back and look at the video that I put up yesterday for Jen Kingwell's The Block of the Month with Jen Kingwell and the Quilt Show. That one's called Pick a Petal. So it explains kind of why I have a bonus Saturday video going up. And it also explains that I have some craziness going on in my life for a few days. I'm helping my son sell a duplex in Huntsville, Alabama. And so I'm having to meet people randomly for Facebook Marketplace. I'm having to clean it out and help get it cleaned up and ready for listing. And then I'll have to help him sell because he lives out of state. And he's on the West Coast. I'm on not quite the East Coast. I'm in Alabama. So I'm just, going in too many different directions right now. So my commitment, though, is that, because this is a commitment to me and to you, because I need it, especially when life gets congested. You've got to do those things that keep you calm and keep you kind of centered and your footing on solid ground. And having time in my studio, making progress on the things I want to make progress on helps me to do that. So I will every day, even though I'm going to be scattered about, I'm going to be moving the needle in some way and still getting a video up. So today's video, I don't know how far I'm going to get because I'm running out of time. I only have like 45 minutes before I have to stop. But we're going to make some progress in that time. I promise. I don't know what it is, but we'll get it done. So I made a mistake, guys. I made a mistake. I went and looked on the Facebook group for Moda BLOCKHEADS. I don't know why it never registered to me to do that. I think I saw it at some point and it just momentarily registered. But then maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I don't know when it was, I saw it mentioned that there was a Facebook group. I'm like, ding, 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 why am I not going? I pop onto Facebook every once in a while. Why am I not going to take a look? Oh my gosh, there are some creative people out there. They're taking these blocks and doing all kinds of things with them to where it doesn't look anything like, is that called a sawtooth star? I'm not sure what those are called, but it doesn't look anything like that. Or this pinwheel, this split pinwheel, and there's a name for that too. So much I have to learn and to get, cemented into my brain and into my memory cells. And you have flying geese on the edge here. Doesn't that create a sawtooth star? Or is there another definition for sawtooth star? I'll look it up before I edit. Okay, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 6 units that we have to identify fabrics for. That shouldn't be too terribly bad. And if you know me and you know this channel, that's one of the things I enjoy doing. What I would like to do is identify those colors and at least get some of them cut out in the next 45 minutes. So I'm going to shut up so I can get to it and we'll see how far I get. So let's take a look at coloring these real quick. Go anywhere, I'll meet you right back here. So if you watched Saturday's video, you know that I was working on Morning Star and that the purpose for it was to interject green into the body of this quilt. That this quilt is so, right now, it is so blue, right? And it has a little bit of green, but the green is a blue-green. So I really wanted to interject some of the yellow green that's from the Shoreline fabric. So we have these going into the Morning Star Block 4, and that's going to be done over the course of the next few Saturdays. Before I forget to tell you, this video, even though I'm telling you from the get-go that even though we're not going to get very far in this video, the next steps will be taken tomorrow and then released on the following day, Tuesday. And then I'll just keep that up until I get caught up on some things, I'm just going to release in increments like that. As of right now, my Tuesdays and Thursdays are not necessarily locked in. Neither are my Wednesdays. I've kind of forfeited the regularly scheduled programming. And yesterday's video with Jen King-Wells, Pick a Petal, in that video, there's a lot about that explained, and it talks about the programming as things were and about how they're going to be. So you can go back there and take a look at that if you'd like. But basically, there's a new quilt along or sew along coming up, and it's going to start in April, and then that's going to lock in my Tuesdays and Fridays. Since those are not locked in yet, I can kind of baby step on the blockheads and release a video each day showing my progress. We'll get as far as we can today, and then the next phase of making this particular block will be released on Tuesday. And if we don't get it done then we'll do it Wednesday. I think we need to go ahead and do a 12-inch block with this one, because with block 4, which is being done on Saturdays, we're doing a 6-inch block. And I think I only need to do one 6-inch block at a time. So we're going to do a 12-inch block. Plus, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 up there. It'd be nice to have a 5th one on the design wall. And I want to make the greens that are inside block 4, which are these. I want those to coordinate with this next block. And of course these do, because all 4 come out of the shoreline fabric line. And I also want to incorporate some of the shirts fabric, which these 2 are. So that's what I'm thinking is, and I wanted to do some taupe, because with each new one, I'm trying to make sure I'm incorporating something that we did not use in the previous one, so nothing gets lost, lagged behind. So if this goes right here, because it's the bigger part of the star, so you can actually see the design that's on the fabric. If that goes here, in each of these places right here, which they're calling D, then I'm thinking this darker green can go right here to make this little pinwheel. And because that would be nice. And okay, so I want to incorporate, this is my background fabric from the shoreline. I like that. I want to put that here. I want to keep doing that instead of switching over to using the fabric from, I could use either one with this, but right now, because I'm introducing players in this block that are saturated, that are really kind of predominant in color and predominant in position, I think I want to stick with the fabrics that come from that same line as the background. Although these are just, admittedly so similar, but not exactly, are they? So if I do that, if I got my 2 predominant center fabrics that are from the fabric line, and then my background from the fabric line, then I want to use the other colors from my men's shirts. So if I do that, okay, this is my floral that goes here. This is my green dot, and then my blue goes here. We like how these go together. I do. I like how these go together. I like how these go together, of course. And then the question is, do the ones that touch, if I use this for my flying geese, okay, if I use that there, do we like how these play? I like how they play well enough. They're good on the playground together, I do believe. They're nothing about them is screaming, don't put me together. So what I do like what this block is going to be about using value, using color, complementary colors and contrasts, and it's going to be a lot punchier than what we've been doing. What we've been doing has been very marbelized, which is still my goal for the entire quilt, is for it to be really marbelized. So I don't want a lot of high contrast, but a little bit of it here and there, like any good marble has. It has some high contrast sections in its coloring. So I'm pleased with this. It's going to be interesting to see how these stripes play out on the flying geese. That's the only thing that I may not like. The only other question I might have is there another color from the fabrics, from the men's shirts, that we may like? That would be nice.
I really like that. I think I like that better. But what this does not do is it does not get our blue greens working with our greens. Since that is a major objective, I'm going to forfeit the pink and keep with this green over here. I think using this blue is going to make the yellow greens work well with the blue green. And of course, the blue green is in the background here. And that's going to work well with these. And we already know these work well together because they're in the same fabric line. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. So I'm going to see if I can't get some of this cut out before I have to stop. So one of the things I was saying about going to the Facebook page, there were people on there who were being so creative, like they weren't seeing this as being a sawtooth separate from this. Like they might put these in the same fabrics so that it makes a what would that be, a parallelogram? So that you've got a star coming from here. And I think that's so clever, and then these would work as one unit. This works as one unit. Why am I not thinking that? I've thought about that a little bit. I thought, should I just really punch it up and just make these blocks real fun and just put any color anywhere and not try to make it look like a pinwheel or a sawtooth star? I don't know. Why was I not doing that? I think because I'm trying to baby step what I'm learning and be intentional about what I'm learning. And I want you guys to see that I can create what is on here because I'm a newbie and I want you guys to trust that I'm credible. But I think I want to do that soon. Like I may want to take some of these and maybe not this one because I really want this pinwheel star in the middle. I really, really like that. But one of them soon, I may really just change up how it's supposed to look and create using fabrics to create something else. And I don't know who it is I saw on the Facebook group that was doing something similar, but whoever you are, thank you for inspiring me to step outside of the box and do the same. Okay, let me get these cut up. It seems weird leaving block 4 fabrics off to the side while I start working on block 13, but that's what we got to do. We got to stick to our schedule. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Well, let's go ahead and before we cut, I'm going to skip a step. Okay, so A is going to be our shoreline background floral. B also is our shoreline background floral. C is our shirt blue green stripe. D is our taupe floral. E is our green dot. And F is our blue. Well, it's our shirt floral blue. Okay, now we won't get confused. Hopefully. I got my little rulers. Let's just start cutting. So what is A? A is a shoreline background floral. Okay, I got to get some of this. I'm going to hang on about that one. I want to work with what I've got here first, what I've got out. Where does this go? This is our D. I need 4-inch squares. I need 2 4-inch squares cut in half diagonally. That's interesting that I cut them in half prior to using them. 2 4-inch squares. So first I got to make this a 4-inch square. That's a 4.5 inch. Okay, it's easier to see the perimeter because this does not have the peaked edges. Okay. This was our D units. All right, what's next? What else do I have up here? I have enough of the striped for the shirt. So that's C, which is 4 4 1/8 squares. Interesting. 4 1/8. Oh, it's because we're making flying geese. We size it up so we can trim to perfection. Four and an eighth. I want to make sure that I'm lined up on a stripe. Moving the needle. Even on our full days, we can do something to make some progress. See, this is the thing that I haven't studied to know if when you're using stripes on flying geese that are going to be going in different directions, is there a technique for making sure in the final block that they all go in the same direction, that all the stripes go in the same direction? If I was not feeling kind of rushed, I would slow down right now and probably try to figure that out. And this is a casualty of being rushed, right? You don't take the time to lean into learning. I'm just going to make all of my squares in the same direction. Of course, since it's a square, I can't really say that our stripes are going vertical or horizontal, right? 4. Okay, so that was C. 4, okay, 4. Let's put C. C. We have about 10 or 15 more minutes. What else can I get done? B is the background floral. I don't have that out. So I've got C and D. The green dot. Let's move on to the green dot. Green dot is E. I need 2 3.5-inch squares. I've got a 3.5-inch ruler. Let's switch to that. How many did I say? 2. It shouldn't take very long. Progress. See, we're moving the needle. Do you like my pep talk for myself? 3.5-inch. All right, what is this? This is E. Right, just 2 of those. So I do have some of my floral blue shirt out here. I need 2 3.5-inch squares of that. I think I have enough of that. Already pulled from the bin. Think we can get 2 3.5-inch squares from that. What do you think? I like to look at the print side on these shirts. It's harder to tell the grain. Not too hard, but, you know, have to be cognizant of it a little bit differently than you do with quilting fabric that comes with a selvage. 1. Okay, which one is this? This was F. Let's get F marked. 6 minutes left, guys. 6 minutes. like Zoe knows and she's coming to tell me to be done. Hey, Zoe. Hey, girl. Okay, what do I need to do next? I'm gonna pull out A or B. Oh, it's the same fabric. So let me get some of that out and see if I can't make progress in 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Zozo. It was right on top. I didn't have to dig for it. Okay, so B, easy. 7.5 inch square. Let's make a 7.5 inch square. I don't know. This is not big enough to cut a 7.5 inch. I need to move this over to the other cutting surface. All right, I got that one cut. It took me 2 minutes more than what I had, so I'm out of time. But I only have 4 3.5 inch squares to make. I am gonna do them so I can say I've completed a full step, because I don't think it'll take that long to make those. All right, we've got our 4 3.5 inch square A units. That means we got all of our units done. I feel accomplished. Do I have a little bit of a mess? Yes, but it's not intolerable. It's something that is easily handled. I'm going to do it really quickly because creating a mess in my wake would make me feel defeated, which I don't need as I start my windstorm of a week. Okay, put things away. All right, we've got A. We've got B. Let's find them in order. Where's our, oh, that's from something else. Got our C, got our D, got our E, and got our F.
Now, if you notice, all of my fabrics are fairly loose and there are frayed, little strings. I don't starch. I have not even pre-washed these. I do love a crinkled quilt, and that's partly why I don't stress about it too much, as long as all of my fabrics are kind of treated pretty much equally. However, with this quilt, my shirts are pre-washed. My shoreline fabrics are not, but somewhere along the line, I read that or heard that if you are buying pre-cuts, you don't have to worry about it so much, about pre-washing them. Don't know if that's true or not. I do like a starched piece of fabric to work with. I think it's easier to do small pieces that way. So that's an area that I need to improve upon. I don't want to justify how I'm doing it, just rushing probably. And this is a learning channel, not just a continue to repeat my mistakes channel. So I do need to get better about that. So true confessions, you're my accountability partners after all. But these are not done that way, and we're going to move forward. I wanted to go ahead and say it out loud, though, so you guys can help keep me honest. I finished 2 complete steps in the process of creating this block. We've picked out our fabrics, got a good feel for why we're using that particular colorway for this block and how it's going to filter into or blend or marbelize with all of the other colors in this quilt. Marbelizing, that is the objective with this colorway. I want it to look like it's just a swirl of sea. You've got your greens and your taupes and your pinks and your grays and your blues, and a little bit of greens in there too. And you got your yellow greens with your blue greens and your whites. And, I want it to all just marbelize in. So I don't want a lot of high contrast. So I am a little weary of what this block's going to look like. But you know what? If we put together a block that ends up being used as a pillow, okay. If it doesn't go in this overall quilt, okay. I've still learned something, and we still have a beautiful block. Maybe we love it whenever we get it done. We'll find out. We'll find out together. So 2 stages finished this time. The coloring, fabrics pulled, which is one step, and then our second step was cutting everything out. Cutting it out and labeled. Yay! I didn't know I would get that far. And I only borrowed 15 minutes of something else I'm supposed to be doing before I go to bed. And not even a full 15 minutes, 12 minutes. Not too bad. I'm glad I pushed through and got my last units cut so I could complete this entire step and not be in the middle of a step as I close out my day. I hope that you guys are having a little bit more of a slower pace than what I'm going to have this week. And I appreciate you being gracious with me and giving me your time, even though I'm in a kind of a rushed state this week. It won't always be like this. Most of the time, I live a peaceful hermit life. But this week and last week, there was a lot of activity, and that's the way life goes. That's why I like living like a hermit, right? Because I have these nice balances of things that get interjected into my life that I have bandwidth for and time for, that I can make time for. And then I can kind of huddle into my studio and spend time being creative and learning and exploring the arts of quilt making. I hope you're having a great time doing the same. Happy stitching to you. Thank you for being here. We'll see you soon. Bye.